The CSUB men's soccer team is 5-9 overall in the season with 3 regular season games left, all on the road. But for these road runners, it's more about the chemistry they've built with the team boasting a lot of different culture on one pitch.
It doesn't take much time on the CSUB men's soccer sideline to hear many different voices. What makes it unique is that you'll get to hear voices from all around the world. On a team of 24 players, there are 9 different nationalities.
I think it's really cool. You know, you have a lot of guys on the team that's from different types of countries all over, and it brings that, you know, that type of culture into the team. Everybody has their own culture. That's why it's always good to get to know each other.
There's so many different cultures and stuff, but I think it's interesting. Like, it makes it fun.
It's not always easy when you bring that many backgrounds and that many accents to one place.
Some people may think that I'm speaking another language when I'm on the pitch because I scream a lot and it's English. So they understand what I'm saying. They like to make fun of me sometimes, but it's still English.
Goalkeeper Dietrich Bell is from Bermuda, but it's probably the Irish players who catch the most flack.
For sure, amen. Yeah, like at the beginning it was very hard to understand him.
He speaks with like a slur, you know, and kind of fast. So you have to, once you get to know him and understand him, then you know what he's saying. So
he's a really fun guy. You can always laugh with him.
I don't know if they think I'm actually funny or they can't understand me, so they just laugh instead, but I think hopefully they do.
Finish!
Bell is a fan of his coach's accent too.
Give it like a 7.5. No, I'm just joking. I give him a 10. Give him a 10.
And for a look at just how far these voices have traveled to get to Bakersfield, here's a look at where all of them have come from, starting, of course, in the United States. Many of the players have come from the West Coast. Of course, there is one Bakersfield native on the squad, but then we move on beyond the United States to the island of Bermuda that is represented, now down to the southern hemisphere, Trinidad and Tobago. And of course, we have the country of Brazil represented on this team as well. Now we must go across the pond to Europe. We have a few Irish players on the team, starting with one from Ireland, and then we move on up. We have 2 that come from Northern Ireland. Then we go over to England. There's a couple of English players on this team. And then we go over to the country of Germany, Berlin. That is where we find another one of the players. But last but not least, we must jump another continent as well. Finally, we have one Japanese player on the CSUB squad. But there is one thing that all of these guys have in common, and they have followed their love of the game to right here in Bakersfield.
Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want to come to Bakersfield, right?
Hailing from Dublin, Coach Grant is the catalyst for the team's diversity.
It's an absolute delight to work with, you know, the different players from such different backgrounds. But, you know, when we get out here, there's a common language, which is football.
And they're all learning the same lesson.
It's all about the sports, and it's not about where you come from. It doesn't matter where you're from when you're on the pitch. It just matters like how you play the game.
We might as well call these road runners world runners.